Thank you, Jeff. My name is Bill Mauchly. It's really great to be here. I'm really excited. I want to talk about my favorite computer in the world, the ENIAC. It was huge. Maybe you know this about it. It was built here in Philadelphia, just down at Penn, in 1945, and but it's no longer here. So that's what I want to talk about. It's a really interesting story. It was proposed by two college professors, Eckert and Mauchly. That Mauchly is my father. And the Army was so desperate for calculations that they gave them a whole bunch of money and said, go ahead, try to build it. And they actually worked. So the next thing you know, they built this thing. It was 18,000 vacuum tubes, 30 tons, 150 kilowatts. But the main thing it was 1,000 times faster than any machine that had ever been built before. So this did amazing things because it was both general purpose and electronic. And that was the thing that made all the difference in the world. And everybody was just electrified. And they started building more computers. So as soon as they found out about the ENIAC, people started making more. And it was like the Big Bang. The next year, there were 5 computers. In 10 years, there were 1,000 computers. Now there's close to 1 billion computers. There's more than 1 billion computers. And they're 1 billion times faster than that old computer. So but they all share the same DNA. They came from the ENIAC. They're all basically, it all started then, and now you probably all have a computer somewhere in your pocket, and there's computers running Facebook, and there's computers and satellites. They're just everywhere. So we have a lot to owe to this old thing, and I think it owns a place in history, right alongside the first plane or the printing press. It really started the information age, or the digital age, or whatever you want to call it. So Philadelphia should reclaim the ENIAC and give it a place of honor somewhere. Because you want to see, yeah, this is our computer. We should do something with this. Well, it's not that simple. When you come to Philadelphia, you can do a lot of things. You could go see the statue of Rocky. But you can't go see the ENIAC because when it was decommissioned in 1955, they cut it up into little pieces and put it in some warehouses, and some of it is on display in different museums around the world. But it's hard to get to. There's a piece in California. There's a piece in Texas. There's a piece in Michigan. There is a small piece at Penn, but you have to be a student to go in and see it. So we need to bring all these pieces back to Philadelphia and get this. There's a whole bunch of pieces in a warehouse that's covered with asbestos that the Smithsonian owns, and they won't let anybody near it. They don't even know what's in there. So why don't we get it all back and put it in a big museum? So I don't know what this museum would look like. I just grabbed a picture that said, what if it was really big? But if you had it, you could teach so many different things. You could show so many different ideas. The first programmers were women, so you could talk about women in technology. The inventors went on to start their own companies, so you could talk about startups and entrepreneurship. Or you could do something else. You could show off more modern technology, like this was an idea of like a telepresence plaza where you can go and see other cities or see other places in a live video screen. Or you could make it a center for access. You could have some kind of huge internet cafe. Or my favorite idea is really the ENIAC brew pub, I have to say. It would be so awesome. But the first thing to do would be to find a home. I think maybe the logical idea is the Franklin Institute. But they say, oh, we don't have much space, and we don't do that kind of thing. We're not really a museum. So maybe that's true. But I mean, here it is. Philadelphia is the birthplace of this country, but it's also the birthplace of the computer revolution. So we should be proud of this. We should grab a hold of this, bring that ENIAC back here, and give it a place of honor somewhere in Philadelphia. So if anybody can help me figure out how to do that, I'd appreciate it.